Not every story has a happy end. The hero of time had no happy end. He lived a life half cursed and he died with regrets. And because of that he returned to finish what he started, but in a new form. Willy Wildfire. Most of you already know who the Hero of Time is. He's like the most famous reincarnation of Link ever. He's Link from Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. And those are beautiful games with amazing story. But what happens to Link after that? After Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time? He rides off with Epona back to Hyrule. You can see that in the end credits. But what happens to the Hero of Time? What's up with that? Does he live his life and die at old age? Well, we know that he returns as Hero Shade in Twilight Princess. It has been confirmed in Hyrule Historia. It says, when Link steps into the twilight, the crest of Triforce of Courage starts to glow, and he transforms into a beast. When he regains his human form, he finds himself wearing the green garb of the Hero of Time. The spirit of Link's ancestor, the Hero of Time, teaches him his secrets. So this confirms that the Hero of Time is Hero Shade. He is such a mysterious guy. There is little to none information about him after Majora's Mask. But what happens between the end of Majora's Mask and the beginning of Twilight Princess? Well, there's an estimated 100 years between the end of Majora's Mask and the beginning of Twilight Princess. So that's quite the gap. Well, let's find out, because this has more to it than you think. And believe me, this is going to be interesting. After some research on Hero Shade, I found something that raises even more questions. Well, the first time Link meets the Hero Shade is when he travels to the Forest Temple after talking to the forest god Pharaon. The Hero Shade is in the form of a golden wolf at that moment, and takes Link to some kind of spectral world. This spectral world is the ghostly ether. This is a sort of foggy plain, and in the distance you can see all the areas like Faron Woods and Hyrule Castle. Hero Shade would take on the form of some sort of heroic armored skeleton, and he misses an eye for some reason. Once in the ghostly ether, he trains Link and learns him his 7 hidden moves, aka his secret moves. And every time Link returns, he forces Link to do the past moves he learned, to see if he mastered them. He simply guides Link down the path of the chosen hero. This is also the first time ever that the Hero of Time talks. All the way throughout Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, he said freaking nothing. But now he finally speaks? What? The Hero Shade also wears some sort of warrior outfit that looks a lot like the sacred armor which is given to Hyrule's greatest protectors and heroes. The sword he uses was once marked with the Triforce, but has been scratched out for some reason. He also calls Link for some reason son. That's odd. And the first song that you have to howl as a wolf to the Hero Shade is the Song of Healing. We all know that the Song of Healing is one of the major songs in Majora's Mask and heals and restores broken souls. Is the soul of the Hero of Time broken or cursed or both? Well, there's a tombstone in Hyrule Castle that says, "Here lies the cursed swordsman under the sacred tree." Could this be the grave of the Hero of Time, aka Hero Shade? That would mean that the Hero of Time is cursed. But at the end of Majora's Mask, he rides away in peace back to his home country, right? Well, not really. It will get a bit dark from here. And mind-blowing. The Hero of Time returns to Hyrule and probably became a royal guard at Hyrule Castle in the service of Princess Zelda. This is probably the place where he got his new armor and sword that the Hero Shade also wears. He probably got this armor for saving Hyrule and whatnot. But why does he call Link from Twilight Princess his son? Are they related? Well, there is something in Hyrule Historia that confirms that. It says, Midna began searching for a way to oppose Zend. Just then a human appeared who had been transformed into a beast by the twilight. It was none other than Link, a young man from Orden Village, in whose vein flowed the blood of the Hero of Time. So this confirms that Link is a descendant of the Hero of Time. And of course, Midna isn't stupid and partners up with Link. She can feel that because she is one of the Twilights, and they tried to steal the Triforce before, and are trying it again in Twilight Princess. So now we know that the Hero of Time had at least one child, otherwise Link could never be his descendant. But how did he lose his eye? Well, probably in battle. He joined the Royal Guard, right? So it's the most logical thing that the Hero of Time lost his eye in some kind of battlefield. Maybe by an arrow or a cut of a sword or something. But hold on a minute, why is the Hero Shade training Link at all? Is there a specific reason for it? Well, Hyrule Historia states that ever since the Hero of Time returned to his childhood era, the swordsman has lamented the fact that he was not remembered as a hero. This is the reason he passes down the proof of courage and his secret techniques to the Link from Twilight Princess. He even says to Link, although I accept life as the hero, I could not convey the lessons of that life to those who came after. So this probably means that none of his kids became adventurers or warriors of some sort. Because if they were, then he would have trained them. And you're asking yourself right now, why does nobody remember him as a hero? Well, that's actually a bit of a sad story. And a little complicated. Well, the Hero of Time defeated Ganondorf as an adult in some sort of alternate universe. This alternate universe was created because he had to be 17 to wield the Master Sword. And during that time Ganondorf took over Hyrule. After defeating Ganondorf and the sages locked him away, the whole Ganondorf threat disappeared from future and past. So it kind of never happened because of that. So nobody remembers it except him and Zelda. But what about Majora's Mask? Well, Termina is a parallel universe. This is also confirmed by Hyrule Historia. And therefore all the people that he saved in Termina could not tell the heroic tales to anyone outside of Termina. This also explains why all the people from Majora's Mask look a lot like the people from Ocarina of Time. So Link is more of a forgotten hero. Nobody knows about his big adventures and what he meant to Hyrule. Because of this fact, he wants to learn Link from Twilight Princess his moves. He died with the regret of not being honored and thanked in any way. He also did not kill Ganondorf, he just locked him away until the seal was broken, and now Ganondorf returns in Twilight Princess. And the Hero of Time wants to make up for it by learning Link all his hidden skills, and by doing that he finally passes down his secrets. This is something that happens a lot in the Zelda world, for example in Majora's Mask. Kameto, the dancer in Majora's Mask, had the same fate. He could not learn his dance move to someone else, and because of that he could not go to the afterlife. He first had to finish what he started, and by helping him you freed his spirit. And this is also what happens to the Hero of Time. Because you learned his moves and defeated Ganondorf, you freed his spirit from the curse. And that's probably why there is a grave of the Hero of Time that says, the Cursed Swordsman. Because he was actually cursed by regret. He saved many people, but life doesn't always work out the way you want it to. After many years he finally did it, passed down his moves, wrapped up what he had to do with Ganondorf, and his soul was finally free. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, it always helps me out and I'm glad to see it. And why not subscribe, I bring out theories every week.